let's get that out of the way. Hey everybody, my name is Andrew with Pew Brothers. Today we're going to be talking about, well, what you saw here first, the new, no, not another Glock review. Ugh. Today we're going to be talking about the new Holosun SCS or solar charging sight. Now, while I clear this weapon here for the camera, it's already been done, but I know you guys want to see it again yourselves. So while I do this, make sure you go down below and subscribe. No mag. All right. Now, before we get over to this right here, I first want to say that I think this here may be one of the best. If you watch my channel anytime at all, you know I'm not the biggest Glock fan. So the first thing I want to start out this review with saying is that I think that Holosun did something that it took Glock quite a bit to figure out. Now, many of you are familiar with Glock's MOS system or the modular optic system. Now, if you've bought a Glock before in the MOS, you've likely seen these. All right. These are the plates in which you had to affix to your Glock to then mount whatever type of footprint you had, whether it be previous Holosuns of this, Vortex, Leopolds, the list goes on and on. What Holosun has set out to do with this here is a direct mount to a Glock. Now, I think they did an exceptional job with this here. You see that the slide serrations here to the rear match up nicely to these above. There's one small dot here on the side, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and dive into what makes this really unique. I mean, fixing Glock's problem, who cares? This Holosun SCS has a integrated battery that is charged solely by solar. What does this mean? It means you don't have any batteries to change. Holosun states in their manual that under full sunlight and being fully charged, that this light will last 50,000 hours. Now, very much like other Holosuns, it has the 3 variations of reticles. It has the 32 MOA circle, the 2 MOA dot, and the circle dot combo. I prefer my dots in green, so that is exactly what we have here. Now, I'm not the expert cameraman that's able to show you what these reticles look like on camera with a flash, but I'm gonna try to grab some B-roll and let you see what these look like. Now, one of the other features that have many people talking about this gun is that it's auto-adjusting. Holosun has done an exceptional job with tuning the photosensitivity of the receptors on this particular light. What does that mean? It means that the light will adjust an ambient light, and it'll also adjust, it'll adjust for ambient light that's present in the immediate vicinity of the firearm or the optic, and it'll also photosense to some degree of light downrange. Now, it's not going to be perfect for extremely long-range targets, but I would say inside the immediate engaging zone of 10 yards or so, I found the Holosun to adjust and adjust quite well. The other things that I really like about this auto-adjust is that it's fluid. It's not a stair-stepped, or it's not a noticeably incremental shift. It's very fluid and does it rather smoothly. When I'm trying to engage with a target, something flickering and flashing from one extreme to another could be quite difficult when engaging from one target to the next. Now, another thing that everyone seems to be a huge fan of is the ability for the co-witnessing of the stock Glock sights. If you see the profile right here, you see that it fits extremely low on here. Now you'll see the separation where the rear of the slide here is cut, and again these serrations fit ever so nicely with the Holosun SCS on top of that. In the past, this was not as possible as it is now because of the presence of these mounting brackets, which then another optic would sit on top of. I have watched some other reviews before looking at this gun, and some individuals that have reviewed it said that it co-witnessed too well for their liking. Now, this gun here is a demo gun, so I'm going to be honest with you, I have not fired the Holosun SCS. I did a lot of dry fire drills around my home and transitioned from light intensities of varying degrees, and I found it to be fairly well suited for my applications. I think this might find its home on a Shadow Systems of mine here pretty soon. Now, if we take a look around, it is traditional Holosun. It is a titanium construction housing. It has a solar panel here on the rear. So let's just take a browse around very quickly. Again, there's this one button that allows you to override the auto adjust, which I guess I should have mentioned before when I was talking about auto adjust. And it also allows you to change which reticle is present. There is a front profile. I'm quite excited to see what Holosun has to deliver in their upcoming optics with using the same type of approach with an internal battery that is constantly recharged by the sun. Now, I will say that some of you may be immediately jumping to, well, what happens if my gun doesn't see a lot of sunlight? What if my gun stays in a drawer? I travel a lot, it's concealed carry, it goes from my hip to a safe, whatever the case may be. I brought this firearm home from our sponsor over at Money Quick. Plug right here. 8006 Rayford Road, Fayetteville, North Carolina. And it has been sitting in my safe ever since. I brought it out, and as soon as I went to check out the reticle, it was present, and I went from the light of my office into the darkness of the hallway, and then immediately started that transition before I even really put it in a review setting. So I will say that I'm not quite certain on how long the battery lasts before it totally depreciates down to zero, but I will say that it probably sat in my safe in total darkness for maybe a week before I brought it out into the sunlight again. And to be honest, it was just inside the comforts of my home before I brought it out at all. So if you think this might be something that would interest you, I would say that it is a almost maintenance-free option. Now, my Holosuns that I have in the battery bearing models, if you would, don't expire that quickly, but this here takes all the guesswork out of it. I'm interested to see how they hold up in the longevity and how long the internal battery does last, but in the concept for it now and doing great, as I'm sure it will, as Holosun does with all their products, I look forward to a bright and promising future. I'm also fairly excited as to what Holosun may release in the future as it pertains to this particular concept of an internal battery, and maybe not only in the pistol line, but in their long gun optics as well. Guys, thanks for watching Pew Brothers. Hope you enjoyed the review. Very quick, if you want to see somebody shoot a Glock, there's plenty of channels out there to do it. I was able to play around with this here in the house. Didn't see any need to take it out to the range. There's guys that are doing that, and there's a couple other good reviews I'll put the links in the bottom for. Guys that actually did run this out in the range. Guys that got this optic 6 months before it was released. I'm fortunate for what I have. Thanks guys for watching Pew Brothers. We love you, and as always, plink responsibly.